200 threes with no starts last year. As Cook has nothing but net. Shot a little early, but the Lakers will take it close. Once again, it's Campbell. Obama short. Rebound, Johnson. Stone, Cook. Lakers have it. Cook's on the side. Cook tries a three. Cook has a three. Fire, and now the Lakers a long way away from that. However, they're having a good show. Magic probably two in the last 20. But the Lakers and Quinn Cook, we talk about how he gets streaky hot. LeBron has on the perimeter. Finds Cook, not a straight for three. Yes, sir! Quinn Cook, a huge triple. Possession as we look at Quinn Cook making it a 1-point game or one possession game.
Oh no! Did your game just get interrupted by an update? It's switching time to a Chromebook that updates automatically. Switch to updates without interruption. Switch to Chromebook.
Go! No!
Despite some NBA players making millions of dollars, some lost it all after their career.
Let's go! Let's go!
Some going homeless, others some even
Let's go!
President of the United States, Delonte West,
Let's go!
LeBron James, along with one of the local organizations, gambling and taking a rough crowd after his career, led to Delonte letting himself go. Delonte entered the NBA in 2004 when he was picked up by the Boston Celtics. His NBA career would be short-lived. During the 2009 season, while on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and his bipolar diagnosis. It was all starting to come full circle later on in his career.
Oh,
He spoke about his issues and said, when I first got diagnosed with bipolar, my first response was, what's that mean? It's my first time ever hearing it. I've been told that I had an emotional problem or something like that, and I was kind of moping around the house impressed. After his NBA career came to a close in 2012 with the Mavericks, Delonte tried to double compete overseas with the Cavs. He signed a one-year deal with Jay Titans. But after those 4 games, he left. Following his time overseas, in recent years, we haven't heard much from Delonte, aside from some photos that surfaced of him working normal jobs, and some disturbing pictures of him fucking beat down and homeless not long after. Just recently, 2 videos of Delonte were released. One showed him lifeless in Ohio being beaten by a man. The second was taken by a Maryland police officer, which showed Delonte going on a large rant, saying that he's the president and leads the Navy SEALs. Following the incident, former NBA player and college pal Jameer Nelson responded to the video on social media stating, I'm sick to my stomach right now seeing this video of Delonte. To answer everybody that's been reaching out to me about his situation, all we can do is pray for him and his family and hope he seeks proper help. Mental illness is something a lot of people deal with. You don't even know until it's too late. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with D West, but he knows I'm in his corner and we'll help him get through this. Yes, I've spoken to him over the past several months trying to be there for a friend. The thing I do know is if you're having a mental, emotional, or physical setbacks in your life, you need to talk to somebody. You need a doctor or doctors, not your parents, homeboy, wife, cousin, etc. Somebody that has credentials of helping you with what you're going through. But please be mindful when you're posting videos or pictures of somebody. You may think you're helping them, but you might be hurting them even more. People have kids. Those kids don't deserve to be embarrassed. Please pray. This is truly a disturbing moment, but many people around the league are expressing concern. LeBron James was reportedly heartbroken when playing not Delonte West, and apparently he wants Delonte in Los Angeles, where he will give whatever money it takes to get him back on his feet. Also reported by The Athletic, the NBA PA is trying to help Weston. Both the Celtics and the Mavericks have been involved. Danny Ainge also reached out to West personally, offering a helping hand and tried to give West a scouting job around. With Vin Baker playing 13 years in the NBA, his career already quickly disappeared, and that led to Vin letting himself go, from All-Star to Starbucks. Vin Baker's story is full of so much potential, but like so many other players, he got lost in the money. Vin started his NBA career out during the 1993 NBA draft, where the Milwaukee Bucks selected him with the 8th overall pick. Unfortunately, he was hiding throughout the better part of his career was a long history of substance and alcohol abuse, and it would come to light later on in his career. Now the Boston Celtics, Vin gained significant weight, weighing around 300 pounds. His ability to rebound and score the way that he used to began to suffer. Vince
Are you
later on,
fucking kidding?
I don't know how much I was hiding it or how much I was covering it up. It wasn't a situation where I get plastered to get wasted. I just didn't want to think about the success that I wasn't having that I had at the beginning of my career. It would be a situation where I try to numb myself to all the expectations. So it could be 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row, or it could be no drinking at all for a day. It was in and out. It was like binge drinking. His alcoholism became embarrassingly obvious amongst his Celtics teammates and coaches, to the point where the team suspended him and eventually had him released despite Vince claims that he was getting better. Vin also said that suspension gave me a chance at a new life, gave me a new lease on life, gave me a new chance at my career. Despite being clean for 6 months and dropping down and weight again, the damage had already been done. And for Vin, his eventual fall from the NBA can be traced back to the Celtics. After being traded and released by the Knicks, Rockets, Clippers, and eventually the Timberwolves, Vin's NBA career was over in 2006. By then, he had already relapsed into drinking, auctioned off his Olympic gold medal, and lost all of his properties, including his $3 million home in his home state of Connecticut to foreclosure. Reaching out for help, Vin reached out to Howard Schultz, who also had financial interests in Starbucks. He got Vin a job serving coffee. Vin spoke about his journey, saying, from school to seminary to Starbucks, I was slowly reinventing who I was. Working at Starbucks, my paychecks looked very different than with the NBA. The interesting part is, I didn't really watch my paychecks with the Sonics. As soon as I got a $900 check a week working full-time at Starbucks, I started paying attention. I was starting over in all aspects of life, and watching every dime I spent was a part of it. A $100 million lesson was a hard one to learn, but the awesome part about it was a lesson. After getting clean and getting closer to God, becoming a minister, Vin's life was making a full 180, working his way back up into the pros by 2019. He landed the job back in the NBA as an assistant coach for the Milwaukee Bucks. In the case of Vin Baker, he finally got that new lease on life that he was looking for. And last but not least, Vin touched on the topic of his mistakes when he said, the biggest mistake I made was trying to keep basketball as a priority. All the flags were around him. Life is bigger than the sport itself. We have agents, fans, friends, family pushing basketball, and all the other stuff he's kind of pushed under the rug when the signs are there. That's an issue. Gotta make life the priority before someone else makes it a priority. Well, Lamar Odom having a very successful NBA career, most notably with the Lakers, dating celebrities mixed with his drive for going out, partying, and having fun led to Odom letting himself go. Ex-husband to Khloe Kardashian, Lamar had experienced his own demons with drug abuse that affected his NBA career later down the line. After being drafted 4th overall to the Clippers in 1999, Lamar experienced a breakout game debut, putting up 30 points and 12 rebounds against the 76ers. This performance ranks as one of the greatest rookie debuts in history. Making a name for himself right from the start, his self-destructive nature would come to show early on. And by just his second season in the NBA, Odom was in hot water for failing a drug test and was suspended for 5 games. Sadly, during that offseason, coming off one of the highest career highs, he meets some of the lowest lows. An off-the-court close cousin of his was murdered. Following a day after the funeral, Lamar was a passenger in an SUV that struck and killed a teen cyclist. The back-to-back tragedies had affected him so much that he toyed with the idea of taking a break from the NBA. Ultimately, he decided to press forward, eventually being traded to the Dallas Mavericks at the start of the 2011-2012 season. But after a rocky first few months with the Mavericks, Lamar was listed as inactive and spoke out saying, "The Mavericks and I have mutually agreed that it's in the best interest of both parties for me to step away from the team. I'm sorry that things didn't work out better for both of us, but I wish the Mavs organization, my teammates, and Dallas fans nothing but continued success in the defense of that championship." Legal troubles would arise during this time as well, where in 2013, he was arrested for a DUI. Following his one-year return to the Clippers, Lamar became a free agent. Now shaky marriage with his then-wife Khloe Kardashian would reach a breaking point after she found out about Lamar's unfaithfulness. Lamar spoke about his actions saying, "One of the darkest places I've ever been was when I was in a motel room, getting high with this chick. My wife at the time walked in. I probably was like rock bottom. First of all, I was in a motel. I'm a millionaire. I'd made it out of Jamaica, Queens, won 2 NBA titles. I'm in a motel with some random person doing drugs. But I just wanted to get high with this girl. I had no other place to go. I couldn't take her home. I was being a scumbag." Khloe also spoke about the situation saying, "Lamar was so great at making me feel like I was the only one of this princess. I never speculated cheating, but I didn't know about the cheating until before the DUI. It is humiliating on any level, but I found out he was cheating on me the majority of our marriage. I just didn't know." Just a year later, Lamar's drug abuse spiraled out of control. He picked up an unshakable addiction to cocaine. At that point in my life, I was doing coke every day. Pretty much every second of free time that I had, I was doing coke. I couldn't control it. His addiction would eventually catch up to him. In 2015, he was hospitalized after being found unconscious in a brothel in Nevada. It was found that Lamar had suffered kidney failure, multiple heart attacks, strokes, and he was in a comatose state. Placed under life support, Lamar was in a coma for 4 days. The situation was so bad that Khloe had to halt the divorce process so she could make medical decisions for him if need be. He would go on to recover, but now without a wife and an addiction that needed his full attention to treat, getting clean was going to be a difficult road for Lamar, but a necessary one if he wanted his life. Lamar, after his life-changing experience, booked himself into rehab, and after his daughter spoke to him regarding his addiction to rehab, he never touched drugs again. She said, "This was good, but I don't ever want you to be here anymore." With the recent passing of Kobe Bryant, two of him and Lamar were of course teammates who shared the bond during their time in LA. Lamar spoke out after Bryant passed away, stating that Kobe was one of the people constantly checking up on him throughout his recovery process, and even visited him during the 2013 situation. With Magic Johnson going down as one of the best Lakers ever, his legacy off the court remains the same. But after the NBA, what really happened to Magic? Coming into the league, Magic dominated the NBA as a rookie, averaging 18 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, and 7 assists per game. He would later go on to lead the Lakers to 5 championships, leading the NBA in assists for 4 years, being voted MVP 3 times. All the success occurred right before a shocking retirement after just 13 seasons in the NBA. After a routine physical just before the 1991-1992 season, it was discovered that Magic tested positive for HIV. Of course, this was during a time where the image of HIV and AIDS was widely considered to be a major disease. It was 5 years before the invention of the HAART treatment, which was a medical treatment that made HIV disease illegal. He promptly announced his immediate retirement from the game in a press conference interview in 1991 saying, "Because of the HIV virus that I've attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers today. I just want to make it clear, first of all, that I do not have the AIDS disease. That I know a lot of you concerned. My wife is fine. She's negative. No problem with her. I plan on living for a long time, loving you like I always have. So you'll see me around." Most people hearing the speech at the time would have probably told you that he wasn't going to make it long. By that time, over 30,000 Americans had their lives cut short because of HIV and AIDS. Vowing to become a spokesman for HIV and AIDS for the rest of his life, Magic's NBA career ended with no celebration. Just a short announcement stating his medical state and a slow walk off the podium. Following his retirement, Magic became an activist for HIV as he said he would. Prior to him coming out as having the virus, Magic admitted that he likely received it through sex with multiple women. Magic even revealed how he believes he got the virus when he said, "Usually the woman waiting for us would pretend to be interested in an autograph. You might sign that autograph and write down your room number beside your signature. Or you might write your name and whisper C within hours. I know how I got the HIV virus. It's clear. I don't know who gave it to me. I called a number of women. Of the woman I've talked to, nobody has tested positive. Not yet. Thanks after that. This field of HIV and AIDS movement so much that everyone took part in trying to solve and cure this huge problem. His life, however, would never be the same. Now having to ingest dozens of drugs a day to treat the virus. His health would now have to be his #1 priority. Magic spoke about being scared for the outcome when he said, "Was I scared? No question about it, I was scared. I wasn't scared to announce it. I wasn't scared of the media. But I was scared I was when I see them." 30 years later, now at 60 years old, Magic is still alive, thanks to the advancements in modern treatment for HIV. The virus has yet to do major harm to him. He's still a far cry from the athletic baller that he once was during his prime playing days, but that might not be a bad thing in his case. Unlike most HIV carriers who lose excessive amounts of weight, Magic actually managed to gain a bit of weight during his retirement days. Now looks like he should cut back a little bit.
Hey, yo, dog. What are you doing? Don't click on this video on the screen. I'm getting heated right now. Seriously, dog. This video is an undeniable classic. A record breaker. A monumental success.